Okay, everyone, welcome back to Adobe live streaming from Adobe San Francisco studio. How are you guys doing today? Thank you for joining us here. I'm Shiori, community manager at Adobe, based in Tokyo. So I flew in a couple days ago, and then I have wonderful graphic designer Veronica with me.
Hi guys.
Thank you for joining us again.
Thank you. I can recognize a few familiar avatar profiles and names.
Familiar faces, yes.
Some familiar faces. Thanks for joining us for the past 2 days. It's been awesome, and we're really excited to start day 3. So
yes, day
you guys
3.
are too.
So we started on Tuesday. That was day 1. Wednesday, yesterday was day 2, and today is the final day, day 3. We're focusing on graphic design. So let's jump into that.
Yes. I see some people from New Zealand. Hi, Kiwis.
Oh, hello.
Feel very at
Germany?
home knowing that there are some other Kiwis tuning in at 6 a.m. So awesome.
6 a.m. Wow. Good
Super
morning,
early.
everyone.
Super committed. Yeah. So nice to see everyone again. It's gonna be sad to
I know. Yeah, this is final day.
Yeah. Cool. So
You want to introduce yourself? Maybe some
Yeah.
of them are
that's a good idea.
first time being here.
My name is Veronica. I am a designer. I'm originally from New Zealand, from
New
Auckland.
Zealand.
So, any Kiwis, please shout out. I'd love to hear from you. I currently live in San Diego right now, so any SD people, holler out. And I work at an agency called Basic Agency. Check us out. We do some awesome interactive digital and branding work, and it's so much fun. I work with the greatest team, and we just have a lot of fun. We love what we do, and we're really passionate. There's a lot of long nights, long days, but when you're really, really passionate about what you do, it all is so much fun. So that's a little bit about me. I can kind of jump into where we left off. So
Let's do that.
jumping into kind of day 1 and day 2, I'm doing kind of like a brief that spans across all these 3 days, just so you can kind of see how a brand is able to evolve into all these different types of media. So we started with a brief. We're designing for Loft, which is a kind of boutique design hotel that actually has like Airbnb style homes and residences all around the world. So if you're a creative, you can go and visit from anywhere you are and actually go and have an inspiring getaway. So it's kind of the premise of the brief. We kind of went through some mood boards. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. Started thinking about an identity design for Loft. We went through some concepts, some type explorations, and then we figured out some kind of like identity system mood board. So I see 4 hipsters.
Yes.
That's Shiori's.
Yes. Thank you, Guy.
Yeah, so 4 hipsters or, creatives.
Yes, creatives.
And then we have kind of just figured out some kind of system that we want for our identity to look and feel like. So I put together this kind of rough mood board in Photoshop. We have some color palettes, some different explorations of type lockups. We wanted something a little bit more dynamic and a little bit more flexible. So we'll see that here. Just playing around with some type treatments and type lockups, photography styles, and some color palette options.
Yeah, beautiful color palette.
Yeah, I mean, something a little bit more, I guess, relaxing, still kind of premium feeling.
And timeless.
Yes. And then yesterday we spent some time kind of doing a few posters, just kind of exploring different ways to communicate the brand. These are some options. You won't find it unusual for a brand to have like a couple of different visual styles for their brand, but still in the same kind of defined mood board or defined aesthetic of their identity. So we did a few of these yesterday.
Some posters.
Yeah. And then we actually printed one out.
Yes, we did.
I don't know if you guys want to see it.
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's start here. Ta-da! So
Beautiful. Look.
we gotta cut around the white, but
This way. Yeah.
we printed one out just to see. It's on some really nice thick cardstock, which is quite nice too. And
Beautiful.
Then, And then we kind of were thinking about some like packaging. I guess if you go to these places, you have like the little travel-sized lotions and stuff.
Did you change the ounces?
I
Yeah,
did. 3 ounces. I'm still learning all of the different ways to measure and calculate in the US because you guys are slightly different.
Right.
So we've got some packaging, and so today I would love to do kind of like an editorial style brochure for you guys.
Oh, great.
And
Editorial.
yeah.
Ooh.
And then if we have some time, I would love to see how that can translate to perhaps a digital or a web presence. So I know so I know a lot of people are kind of like, you know, web designers and then graphic designers are like kind of different. And I think that there's a really nice overlap because a lot of my background is graphic design, and what I do now is more in the digital space. So it's really nice to see how all of the principles and fundamentals that you learn at school are actually able to be applied into the digital,
Yes.
digital and web space. So if we have some time for that, I'd love to take you guys through some high-level thinking and kind of quickly do something like that. So.
Yeah. The final 2 hours.
Yeah, I've got 2 hours. Usually it never happens this fast. And I'm
Right, of course not.
I'm
Usually,
like,
how long
oh my
does it
gosh.
take to get to this level? You started out from the creative brief and up until you created a poster already.
Right. I mean, usually like depends on the timeline of your actual brief. Sometimes I personally act a lot quicker under pressure. I know that's kind of bad, but sometimes if there's a little pressure on the side, you kind of like, oh my gosh, I gotta start the ball rolling and I gotta really address this brief. So in the sense that we're on Adobe Live and all you beautiful people are watching, we kind of wanted to expedite the process a little bit. I often find myself tinkering a lot. I know a lot of people do that. So
Good question here from Kevin. Can you give advice how to write your own briefing for non-real project or personal side project?
Oh, great question, Kevin. I actually did this for this, so
Yes. This is what we have.
yeah. I mean, I think what is really a really important thing to remember is that whenever you're writing a brief, you want to make sure that you're figuring out who your audience is. And in this case, we're kind of targeting someone who's very similar to myself. I thought that would be most easiest to think about because we're doing this live stream. But
What was the age range? 22
to around 40
Okay.
years old, so kind of like in the millennial mindset. You know, millennials are not so much a number now, it's more of a mindset. But thinking about who your audience is really key, and then definitely doing some passion projects, because that's where you're going to produce like your most exciting work, and you're going to get a little bit more experimental, a little bit more innovative. So definitely thinking about something you're really passionate about, exploring it and really going for it, and then also the target audience, because we're designers, we're problem solvers, so at the end of the day, someone's going to be consuming it, and we want to make sure that their experience is the best it can be.
Have you had experience coming up with the tagline for them after they ask you to create the visual identity?
In terms of like a copy tagline?
Right, copy tagline type of thing?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes a lot of brands don't really have any of their messaging figured out, and then it's up to us to figure out a strategy for how to best talk about the brand and how the brand should talk about itself. So even in this brief that we wrote on Tuesday, we started thinking about the voice of the brand, and the voice is very messaging as well as copy driven, so we want to make sure that we're speaking in a very friendly and approachable and conversational way. So
Right.
those are kind of high level things you would think about, and then if you're great at copy, then you would figure that out. Or
Right.
if you have a copywriter, that's also an awesome person to have on your team too. That really helps. We've got some awesome copywriters on our team
Got new
and my
question.
agency.
Do you prefer show your project printed or on screen?
When I present to clients,
Yeah, I guess so. That's the question.
that is a good question. It really depends on whether they're asking for something in the print space or the digital space. So usually I decide whether if they're asking for more digital-based assets or rollouts, then probably on the screen. But you know, if they're looking for packaging, then you're like, wow, I really want them to feel it. I really want them to understand how it looks and how it moves. And so printed out is
I
probably
see.
best for that. So
Oh, thank you, Jen.
awesome.
Hi, great to see you too.
Yeah, so many people are tuning back in, which is awesome.
Yes, this is awesome.
Okay, so I'm gonna get started on some
All right.
editorial stuff.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
So you are in InDesign.
I am working in InDesign. I absolutely love InDesign. I love kind of doing these editorial stuff for freelance, my free time as well, kind of just playing around with different spreads.
So you got 2 jobs.
So it's a lot of fun, and I think there's a lot of flexibility in terms of playing with the grid system. So a lot of you are probably familiar with the grid system, and we're gonna kind of mix it up today.
Great.
So I am starting with a letter-sized canvas, just because it would be kind of nice and big for you guys to see what's going on.
Yeah, letter size.
Yeah.
So you always use grid system.
Absolutely. I break the grid. Yeah, I think that was also a good thing to do, to break the grid sometimes. But I also try to make sure that I'm following my overall grid structure.
I think another streamer, Elena, was talking about the grid system, and then she mentioned a couple books, I guess. But is there any specific book you learned a lot from?
In terms of grid, yeah, there's some awesome books on there. There's also some awesome tutorials online. I've kind of grown up reading books, going to the library and figuring out which ones are like the
like
good
that.
design books, opening and getting more immersed in the book world. But I also like to go on some great tutorials on Adobe. Lynda.com has some awesome grid tutorials too. And there's some awesome posts on Medium. A lot of designers actually speak their thoughts on grid systems and best ones for the web, for print, for all the different types of breakpoints and media that you'll have your design on too. So you can also check that out.
Cool.
Cool. So we're gonna start with, I guess the idea of this editorial is more of like a monthly or kind of like a quarterly magazine edition perhaps that they would have. They'll probably present this to their guests, and it's like, hey, here's some different destinations that we have coming up. So we're gonna kind of make it a little bit more dynamic, and hopefully you guys like it.
Yeah. Let's do that.
Cool. So I've kind of sketched some rough ideas.
Okay.
here.
Yeah. Before showing that, let me announce this one again. This week, so we're throwing the contest, postcard design contest. You have chance to win 1 year of Creative Cloud and an Adobe stock credit. So there's a contest tab when you go to the adobelive.com, and you can download the file. Template file is there. It's all the instructions there. So don't miss this opportunity. We'll be reviewing all of the postcards tomorrow, and I think 10. Are we gonna select 10?
Yeah.
10 lucky guys will be receiving Creative Cloud and Adobe stock credit. So
Don't
cool.
miss this opportunity.
Yeah, you guys, yeah, it's awesome. Okay.
All right. So you want to show that your sketch?
Sure, I mean, they're really rough.
Let me try this again.
I'm sure
Should I
people
press this?
like to sketch a lot cleaner than I do. But
Sorry, people don't get sick.
So here we have some really rough kind of layout sketches. I pretty much just kind of quickly outline the box of the page, and then every image that I think I'm gonna have somewhere, I usually do it in like have this kind of line so that represents an image, and then any text is just a quick line, another line. That makes sense. So it's like one of these, and just makes for really, really quick, almost prototyping or wireframing for your layouts and figuring out what you want to do. So yeah.
Okay, beautiful. So we know which direction we're going.
Okay, there we go. Cool. Okay, so let's get started. I am going to probably address kind of the title page or this main front page a little later, just because I think it might be just faster to figure out what type of content I want here. So I'm going to start off with creating a content page. So I put a 3mm bleed on here in case decide to print it, and we want everything to kind of bleed off really nice.
Yes, good idea.
Yes, and I've also got all my assets, kind of my colors and my kind of graphics so far into a CC library.
CC library.
Yeah.
It's my favorite too.
It's awesome, especially since I like to move back and forth between all these different programs a lot. It's so nice to be able to reference all my colors and all of my images and type, especially in web design. Things get quite heavy in terms of figuring out all your H1s, H2s, etc., all the way down to print and mobile. Not print, mobile and tablet. So we want everything to be.
Tablet, yes.
So I've got some quick tips to fill.
Very prepared.
I will probably be wanting you guys to let me know if you have any better ideas for copy, because that would be awesome.
Yeah, we can collaborate.
Yeah. So one of my fonts I am using for this is called Canela, and it is this really beautiful serif typeface that has this kind of nostalgic quality, but it also feels quite modern at the same time. There aren't going to be too many pages.
What
in this
typeface
book.
is that?
It's called Canela.
Canela? Okay. And another question here. Will you make some portfolio review in today's stream? I think we could, right? Or maybe not.
Not really.
Postcard. That's what we're going to review. Yeah, postcard.
Yeah, I'd love to see some postcards.
Yeah, I'd love to. Let me check it out. Oh, look at that. Okay, oh. Oops. Okay, there we go. I'm checking a postcard. This is from Factoria Ediciones. Sorry if I pronounce wrong.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Moody. Wow. I like the texture. Oh, it's a book right here.
Oh, so there's like a floating book.
Yes, floating book. I think, I don't know which language this is, but it's beautiful. Okay, let me check another one. Animaria. Any feedback? From Sweden. Oh, cool.
Oh, nice.
Annie.
It feels like it has a very calming quality. She must be a very, very calm and sweet person from this postcard.
I think it's a hand drawing.
Yeah, it looks like it's like on chalkboard. I would probably maybe either brighten or make the text a little bit more
Pop up?
Yeah, like pop out from the page, or make the background a little darker. That's what you're going for. Just so there's a higher contrast,
Right.
so I can read it. But yeah,
Yeah.
the palette.
Beautiful. Let me see. Check this out too. H6 design. Wow, good contrast. I like the purple, black, and then this symmetric form is very pretty. There are 3 responses to a piece of design. Yes, no, and wow.
That's a good one.
My own glazer. Nice. So we'll be reviewing all of the postcards tomorrow. And
Okay.
okay.
Right.
So make sure you submit within today, right?
Today.
Yes, today is the deadline.
We have until 11 p.m. Pacific time.
Until 11 p.m. Pacific time. So make sure, do not miss up this opportunity.
Get cracking. I want to see some more, guys. Okay, so
Oh, hi Annie. Oh, picture is not supposed to be milky. Background is dark. Weird. Oh, maybe because of my
Maybe it's tweet deck.
maybe Twitter deck. Sorry about that. Okay, so her text was popping.
oh, good job.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've kind of just done like a quick idea for some content pages. I'm making it quite large and quite bold. So we're going to be kind of just drawing the user to explore what all of these mean. And then this could translate quite interesting to a web platform too. So perhaps we'll see how that comes about. We have some time later.
Sure.
So
we'll be reviewing, of course, all of the postcards tomorrow. Jishan. Don't worry, we'll do that. June destinations. Where are we going?
where are we going?
Where are we going? My next trip will be domestic within Japan.
Oh, nice. Where are you going?
I'm going to Tottori. I don't know if anybody knows this place called Tottori. There is this desert in the middle of nowhere. So I'm going there with my sister.
That's awesome. Is it like isolated, or is there like a little town?
I think there will be, I don't know, I've never been there, and then my sister has been doing the research for me.
Nice.
Maybe I'll just follow her for the domestic travel. But I do travel by myself outside of Japan. Working. So where are you going, Veronica?
I've got a few trips planned.
In June?
So in May, I'm going to Greece. So if anyone has
Greece.
Recommendations, and then
Yes, people in Greece. Everybody here?
I'm also going to Singapore in November. I absolutely
job?
love Singapore. No, it's more of I'm going to meet my family there. So
Oh, great. So your family lives there?
they live in New Zealand, but it's almost like a nice meeting point. Not really. It's kind of almost out of the way for both of us.
It's not. I was like, wait.
We decided to mix it up a little bit. And then I am going to Spain over the New Year.
Ooh, Spain. Nice. Which part of Spain?
We got tickets to Madrid, so if anyone's from Spain, I would love to give some recommendations.
Oh, she needs a lot.
I need a lot of
recommendations.
travel recommendations.
And then dream destination, Adobe Max, of course.
Oh, of course.
Of course.
And I think, isn't there a
Jacob.
contest?
Veronica, okay, when you use white text over black background, do you usually print it over black tinted, or you talk with the printer to use a creative paper? And then lighter and heavier paper?
Yes, I absolutely love using kind of different paper stock. So I would love to usually, because if you print white text on black paper, you need kind of like the special printing process. You usually have to use like a white ink essentially, or a white for the text. So I think for this, we'd probably just have to print black tinted and then just use a beautiful paper stock, so it actually has maybe like some nice texture when you actually see the black color. And I'm actually not using a black, it's more of a dark blue. I don't really print full black just because I feel like it feels a little too flat, especially in web. I always try to use something that kind of is similar in the dark black realm, but not pure black.
I see.
And it just gives a little bit more dimension. So just something to think about next time if you guys are trying to figure out something in terms of color palettes.
Yeah, oh, Begonia is giving you a lot of tips, recommendations.
Oh, awesome.
That
Okay.
in Spain? Yeah, I guess so. La Casa, yes, that's La
That
Casa.
sounds, so I will definitely take notes of those. So what I like to do when I'm kind of designing a spread is I like to use a lot of gray boxes just to plan out kind of where my images and all that good stuff's gonna live. And I also like to try and keep my aspect ratios the same. And by aspect ratios, I usually mean like common image sizes that typically are used. So 1:1, which is a square, 2:3 or 3:2, 4:3 or 3:4. So those are kind of common aspect ratios. So that way, in case you're not kind of creating the photos yourself, you get more flexibility in terms of cropping. You can kind of scale it and you won't lose like heads or random arms. So something to keep in mind if that's what you want to do.
Awesome. Yeah, good idea.
I will make this a little smaller, so this is going to be more of a maybe do some
Begonia said, take a coffee in Circuito de Bellas Artes. I think that's where you should be
oh my gosh, okay.
when you're there.
I love coffee. I mean, who doesn't? It's definitely something that powers me through. And actually, speaking of coffee, I am probably going to be using some coffee Ipsum. I thought this was pretty cool because, you know, there's normal lorem Ipsum.
Okay.
And there's also a lot of funky lorem Ipsums online.
Coffee Ipsum. Okay. Didn't know that exists.
So, just to be fun, I mean, like, you can probably just use the normal one, but we're going to be pulling in some coffee Ipsum. And the awesome thing about this is that you can, let me reload the page.
Do you work with any coffee brand? Beverage brand?
I have not, but that would be something I would love to do.
Do you work with a lot of fashion brands?
I do. I work a lot in the lifestyle industry. So I've done some awesome things, especially at the agency that I'm in. And a lot of brands that you guys probably consume and wear and use on a day-to-day basis, which is pretty cool. We've got some stuff up on our agency Behance too. So.
For the agency Behance, what should I? This one? Okay.
Yeah.
Basic agency. I'll show this to everyone then. Okay, so this is the popping up. Okay, there we go. So this is the agency she works at. Veronica works at. It's called Basic Agency.
Yes.
Okay. Which one you want to?
So we saw a little bit of what we did there. We did some
Dakota.
Yeah,
Maybe we can show something else.
yeah. So we've
Cloud.
So this is a floral brand. Oh, it's not loading. These guys do some awesome like kind of floral arrangements that you can order for like your girlfriend or your mom or just friends to send them. So we did some branding stuff. We also did like a web design and then just some UI and UX stuff too.
Oh, okay. Can't load. Oh, there we go. Here. Oh, pretty.
Some technical difficulties.
Yes, it's happening here. There we go. Ooh.
Too amazing to share.
Bold blank birthday tea color.
So this was fun. We did kind of invites to their launch party up here, and it was
This one.
Yeah,
The
it
launch
turned.
party. Oh, okay. What is this one?
So
A message card?
yeah, so this was the invite, and then we had
this is invite.
the kind of envelopes look like a flower clasp, which was a lot of fun to make. And then we used a lot of their patterns and textures from the brand to kind of make the inside a little bit more pretty and a little bit more interesting. And then we printed it on some like transparency paper. So that way you could actually still read the text but also see like the great patterns underneath. So that was fun too.
Pretty. And you guys did the website for them too?
Yeah, I mean there's that one there, yeah. And then just very
Colorful.
very bold but still feminine and still beautiful for a flower brand, which is a lot of fun.
Yeah, flower brands, all colorful. You are liberating that. Sorry about this circling thing on my screen. Okay, I'll bring it back to you. Veronica's. Okay, screen.
So, got my coffee, Epsom text here. Oops. Always bringing up these random things.
So when you work on a branding project, do you work? You don't work by yourself, right? So, but is there any like specific field that you feel that you are super strong about? I mean, using your talent. I mean, obviously you can do everything by yourself, but you work with
I work with a team, yes. I am definitely, I would love to learn how to code and develop, but that's definitely not something
right. So
I
other
do.
Than that, you just do pretty much everything?
No, I mean, we work with an amazing team, and sometimes there's a few designers on a project because it is so large, especially a large e-commerce website, which takes a lot of time and a lot of strategic thinking, and it's a whole process that people don't really realize how much time it takes, but it's actually really rewarding at the end because you see your final product and you're really proud that it's to the scale and it's on everyone's phones and everyone's kind of using it, and it's like super rewarding.
Yeah, that's the rewarding part.
But I a lot of the times where there's a sense of entrepreneurship, the agency I work at, and I think that's awesome because people take ownership for the work that they do and they feel proud that they're part of the team, like a larger team, but you also get to really exert your voice and really have a point of view for the design and for the brief and for ways to approach it. And I think that's so important as a designer, is to stand for your own creative style and make sure that kind of comes through in everything that you do. So
yeah, that's the beauty of that. So do you work with, when you're working on a website, do you work with UI UX designers?
Yeah, so I'm an interactive designer at...
right, you are too. Okay, you everything.
Not
other than coding.
But yes, we have a team of strategists, and we also have a team of really amazing like developers who actually help with our interactivity and all of like the brainstorming creative process, and some amazing project managers and creative directors there. So it's teamwork. And I don't think that you can do anything without teamwork. Even if you're a freelancer, you always kind of work with your printer, right? You work with your mentor, or you work with your client. And I think it's all being part of that team, like the larger team at the end of the day, and like really working together to make the best product.
So what sort of client do you really like to work with? I think he meant sector of industry.
I really enjoy kind of working with some lifestyle brands. I think they're a lot of fun.
Startup brand?
Yeah, like I also love working with startups too. Lifestyle brands are good because they're probably commonly things that you use, so you already have a connection to some of these products or these brands.
Another question, what's your way to calculate the margins?
My margins. Okay, so what I'm using now is a 12-column grid, and I'm using millimeters. So I'm sorry for the Americans.
We're using millimeters here.
I think I'm using 15 millimeters here, and then just because I have a 12-column grid doesn't mean that I actually have to start on the first one per se. So I'm starting on the second. I could even move it to the third just to give a little bit more breathing room. And I'm going to be starting to add some meta elements to it just to make it feel like it's part of like the brand identity that kind of we discussed. And I think that there's some beauty in the details. I love the details. Usually I spend too much time in the details. But what I'm going to do is, this is going to be called Loft.
How can you read that small text?
it's going to be something.
People have a lot of questions for you. Some people ask what brought you here in the States from New Zealand.
I studied abroad back in 2012 in San Diego, UCSD. Anyone from UCSD or from the UCs? And I fell in love. I thought it was absolutely gorgeous, and it was just one of those experiences that I was like, wow, like I could see myself living here. And then so that's what I did. I packed up my bags, and a couple of days after I graduated, I moved to America. And I was very, very fortunate enough to have a amazing visa that I was able to come here. It was like a visa program that New Zealand and Australia has with the United States. And
Lottery.
not that's
different.
That's different. Yeah. So it was a work and travel visa. And if you are eligible to do it, I say go for it, because you don't know where you could end up, and sometimes you end up doing things like this. So
I know.
which is awesome. I'm gonna add a page number
Another
marker.
question from Kevin. Do you use a baseline grid?
I am. I'm using a
How do you
baseline
calculate
grid.
it?
So I know there's crazy ways to calculate. I'm a little bit more organic in my approach. I figure out what my kind of baseline copy is going to be, and I'm using 10. That might be a little bit small in print, or it could be perfect. We may have to test that once you actually print. But if I know that my baseline's 10, my base font size is 10 points, I usually go 1.5 times whatever that is. So I think I'm using a 15-point baseline grid, or 16-point. I think I went to 16 because I wanted to keep it in the even numbers. And that way I kind of know that it would still be aligned okay. So there's probably some more awesome calculations to that. Usually I kind of sit it, and then if I'm not happy with it, I kind of change. So I'm very flexible in that, whatever really feels right for the brand and the publication. So I'm going to
Do we answer the industry sector that you want to work with?
I said lifestyle.
Lifestyle, right.
I love startups.
Okay.
It's early, right?
Right. No, sorry.
It's early for me too. But I love working in the startup industry too. I think being around really passionate entrepreneurs is really inspiring for me as well. So both those industries.
So this project, Hyper, so this is the imaginary client called Loft. It's a boutique hotel that we came up with. Actually, Veronica, of course, came up with, and then she's been doing the branding for them. And right now, she's creating the publication for them. She created a logo yesterday. Was it yesterday? First day.
Yeah, time's flying by when you're having fun.
Right. We're focusing on the graphic design this week on Adobe Live. Did you set up the master page?
Yeah, so I'm actually adding in a few different metadata elements now. I'm adding a page number, also kind of the title, I guess, of the publication in here. And then I think I may add another one if I decide to. Everything's kind of more organic. You guys are watching me think about this live, so.
And then Dalal is asking how to market yourself as a designer.
So we're actually talking about this.
Yes.
We think it's very, very, very important for personal branding. I think especially in today's world, a lot of people kind of find you through the internet and find you online. And so, yeah, thinking about your portfolio, thinking about your digital presence is key, and making sure that everything kind of aligns with what you define yourself as. So thinking about yourself as a brand, that probably is a good brief. Kind of branding for yourself.
Yeah, that's a great way to actually get to know yourself.
Right.
People want to see your logo.
So I can jump to Illustrator.
Maybe we'll just show them what we've created.
Yeah. Someone mentioned
Beautiful.
Bodoni, so we kind of ran with that. So that was a good recommendation. So it kind of has this very classic feel, and then we kind of edited a little bit. So this idea of like open space, kind of loftiness. Michael mentioned that something in French.
Yes, parenthesis means.
Yes.
Take a parenthesis means take a trip.
Right.
Was it vacation?
A break.
Take a break. Okay,
Take
so
a break.
that's a good thing for designers to do. Always take breaks. Just good. Sometimes you can clear your brain. So yeah, someone said that these look like parentheses, and I was like, it's perfect because it's almost like you create space with it. And when you go to maybe one of these boutique residences, it's like your kind of transitory space. So that's where we kind of started. And then just the idea of like something dynamic. So something that kind of moves, has flexibility. And then we'll see that come to life soon. So I'm gonna duplicate this.
So how many concepts do you usually put in one logo?
I like to do three,
Three?
4. Really depends on the extent of the brief. But usually you don't want to give them too many options because it kind of creates cognitive overload, and we never want to do that for the user. 'Cause
Right.
we don't want them to start thinking and then Frankensteining, which kind of happens sometimes. But
Yeah, if you put too many, visual communication gets lost, right?
right, and I think also presenting it in a way that isn't just the logo. If I jump back to Photoshop, kind of just showing some like contextual ways of how the logo can adapt, how it might look in a poster, how it might look on some packaging, really helps to sell in your logo and sell in the ideas of you're creating a brand for them, you're not just creating a logo. And I think it's really important to remember that
360.
exactly, it's how people think about and consume your brand is one of the key points of thinking about when you're starting to create something. So yeah.
Do you look for inspiration when you create a layout?
I do. I love Pinterest. I can even show you kind of what I've been looking at. So I kind of have this like editorial board, just some things that I pull. I like to browse the internet when I'm not working as well. So
Wow.
I like to be on Pinterest, kind of like looking at things, and even
Obsessed
time
with design, of course.
it's kind of something that you're just inherently do. And then you kind of just stop pulling everything. Even if you're looking at something on your phone, you're like, wow, that's awesome. Like I have like the Pinterest app, and I just screenshot it, and like it goes into here, and it's amazing. I have so many boards, which is awesome. So yeah, and I
Keep
also
collecting all the inspirations.
yeah, I think it's so great, and there's like a lot of amazing things out there. So they help to inspire me a lot.
Begonia is asking, how many options do you show to your client for a logo? I think we talked about it last time, was it?
Yeah, so yeah, around 3 to 4. Not too many.
Not too many.
Okay, so here, so we're kind of keeping it very elegant and very clean. I'm gonna populate these with some images later. But I put Tokyo in there.
Thank you.
I'm gonna put
What should we put?
give me a place that you guys are from that you think that this would be a good destination for people to go to. I'd love some ideas.
Yeah, there's a time lag, so 5 seconds? Was it 5 seconds? It's looking so clean and then pro. Mouse power. Stockholm.
Oh, okay. That's all. I really want to go to Stockholm one day.
Arching. Really, Santa Cruz, Colombia, Oklahoma, Cape Town.
Ooh, so many exotic
Sochi.
places. Oh my gosh, what do I pick?
I know, wow. Very fast. I can't even read now.
I'm gonna pick. You know what? I really want to go to South Africa. I actually have a lot of South African friends.
Let's do that. Cape Town?
Yeah, let's do Cape Town.
Awesome.
It's and the food's great. I heard the South African food is amazing.
Wow, people are very excited to give us all the countries. Germany is still going
Thanks,
on.
guys. It's
Thank
so
you.
nice. I wish I had you guys all the time. I mean, when I'm designing, I mean, sometimes I'm like, what do I do? And if I just had a live audience just to help me out, that would be so great.
You can design live streaming.
I'm not a copywriter, but I'm trying.
What is greatest? Is that phone on Typekit? Bodoni? No, you're
Bodoni is
using-
definitely, I think the Bodoni is on Typekit.
Mhm.
It's definitely a classic. This one, I played around with a few from Typekit. There's some awesome serifs on there. But this one I don't think is yet.
Which one was it?
Canella.
Maybe not.
Ooh, Iceland. Oh my gosh, I would love to go to Iceland. If anyone
Blue
is from
Lagoon.
Iceland, that would be one of my dream places for sure.
Oh, my internet is not working. Okay. Oh, thank you.
So I'm gonna just make sure that these are aligned.
Be sure to get some brightest when you are in Cape Town. I don't know what that is. What is that?
Yeah, please
Explain.
expand. Yeah, I would love to know what that is. I'm kind of hungry. So.
Okay, we got another question from Kevin. Can you give tips on how to make good and a quick design decision to speed up productively, I guess. Speed up
How to make
productivity.
good quick design. Okay. Oh, that's a very good question. You know what I like to do? I almost like to create things really quickly and then decide. I know a lot of people me myself spend a lot of time finessing over the small details because I love the details, but just whipping it up, even sketching, and then deciding, okay, that composition may not work better than this one. Almost like A/B testing really fast. So that definitely helps. And then even getting feedback. So talking to friends, teachers,
coworkers?
mentors, co-workers, anyone, even if they don't have a design background, especially if you're designing for an audience that is specific, like surfers, for example, and you're not a surfer, it would be a good idea to ask a surfer true opinion on making design decisions. So definitely do that, and testing really quick, whipping up, it's always good.
So you're not indecisive in real life too? Are you?
What's funny, I get really indecisive when I'm figuring out what to eat.
Oh, at the restaurant.
I don't know. I'm like, I get food envy a lot. I don't know if you guys get that, but I'm always like, oh man, I should have ordered that. And So
Really?
I'm all about that family style, because that way you get to try everything.
Right, everything.
But I think that's really the only time. I know my friends are like, what? Just make a decision. I'm like,
Let's do family style.
So I'm just going to quickly finish this, and then I'm going to move on to something a little bit different. Just mindful of the time.
Coming together. Hawaii, Tokyo, Stockholm, and Cape
These are some
Town.
awesome places. I haven't been to the last 3. I would love to go.
Iceland is cold. Ice Age is coming. Better thing moving to a tropic. Okay. Shiwapa.
Okay, so that's one. It goes across 2 pages. Okay, so let's maybe get into.
Natural.
I am gonna I'm gonna do island. I'm gonna change this to island living. Oops. I don't think we'll get through all of these today, unfortunately, but we might finish it. Who knows? I might go and finish it after the stream. You guys can see.
This is very quick. Island living. Okay. Do we need any idea of the island? Or you already have the ideas?
No. I'm gonna just be kind of generic in this, because I know a lot of you guys are viewing from these countries, and they're gonna be like, that's right. So I'm gonna stay generic, and if you have any options or suggestions,
Yes.
let me know.
Please.
So I'm gonna go into I've kind of got this image here that I have, so here we got some.
So what typeface are you using again?
I'm using Canella, and then
Canella.
for the body copy I'm using Salic.
Salic for the body copy.
I'm gonna go into Adobe stock right now. I kind of was looking at some kind of photos around here for things that we could pull. Kind of like this tropical home in the jungle. It kind of has this very
Look at that.
inspiring vibe. And I saw that comment, Hawaii and Tokyo get mentioned twice, and I know I need to change those. So let's download this. I think this is kind of like an inspiring place to be. It's kind of in this twilight, captured in the twilight.
So Adobe Stock is in sync with desktop application.
Yeah, so I'm downloading it to my computer just so I can save it.
Is Canella your favorite one? Or do you like another one? Another more? You mentioned that you like serifs.
I love serifs. I don't get to work with serifs. Is the more that I design, I'm like, oh man, I would love to work with more serifs. But I love Canella. I also going to drag this in, and then I'm also going to drag it to my.
What graphic design school do you recommend in San Diego? You said you went to UCSD.
Yeah, so I studied abroad at UCSD, and I took a couple of graphic classes there. They don't really have a strong graphic design program. Back when I went there, I think they have like a UX program now, which is apparently really amazing. But I studied at a university called Massey University in New Zealand, And they have an incredible visual communication design program that I thought was amazing. It really focused on the soft skills of being a designer or being creative. So learning processes, learning strategy, learning how to think like a designer versus how to use programs. And I think you could learn all of the skills like Photoshop and all of this stuff in your free time. And I think I'm always learning things with these programs. I think that's the beauty about it. But when you get into the design industry, it's also really important to know how to communicate ideas and how to present yourself and how to really think like a creative, if that makes sense. I think, yeah, design thinking is so important, especially today. There's so many amazing jobs that are opening up in the creative industry and are seeking like design thinking, critical thinking. So if you want to go to university, try to look for some programs that offer that. I think that is really, really valuable. So,
Good answer.
I'm talking to a few friends, and they're really great designers as well. Some of my coworkers, and they suggest that you study psychology, like learn about how humans think and how people think in culture, you know, and anthropology. So all these things really help to inspire and help you understand how to communicate and how to design better. So
Take all the inspirations from other field too. So this is not a postcard. Gio. Did I say it right? So this is editorial design that she's working on.
let's do something.
Marcia has an interesting question. Do you think design will ever be replaced by automation?
I hope not.
Yeah, we hope not.
I don't think so. I think because
AI?
it's a creative, because it's a creative field, I think there's definitely like a human touch that would be very difficult to replicate. And I think much like art, design is a feeling or an emotional, it elicits an emotional response. So I really hope that doesn't, but I don't foresee it happening.
Yeah, that would be
quite strange.
Interesting, but yeah, there's something we can never replace.
Right, and I mean, I think machines can understand a lot, but there's something so like tangible about connecting with someone like on an emotional level. And a lot of brands do that. A lot of brands resonate with you emotionally, and I think that's kind of like the sweet spot that you're trying to reach is like creating a deeper connection with your customers or your users to make sure that they come back and they believe in your brand and what you stand for. And that's kind of what we do. I do day to day. We do it at agency, and so I don't think machine yet can do that. I sure hope it doesn't do that in the future.
The conversation in the chat getting deeper.
I know. I like this critical thinking.
What's your thoughts on spec work?
Ooh, that's quite controversial. Yeah. Ooh. How do I answer this? I think it really depends on where you are in your design career. I know a lot of people are just trying to get anything and everything they can. And spec work, yeah, I mean, spec work could also be a good learning tool to actually like push your skills and actually grow yourself, maybe more personally than it is for the final outcome. But I don't think you should not be getting paid per se for work. But then there are also there's some challenges around it because you want to, obviously, speaking from experience, you can't really get a job until you kind of present some ideas, or at least thinking around what you're going to do. So, yeah, I don't know if that answered your question, but I'm like about it. Usually, if you know that you're going to get the job, I don't think it's a terrible. I wouldn't go out and like actively pursue personally, but I know a lot of people that do, and they're quite successful, so that works for them, and I don't know if that
So this is the second page of her editorial design.
Yeah, I got some island living. I need a quote.
Oh, is this the third one?
Yeah, so I'm gonna
one, okay.
populate some images later. I'm kind of moving quickly because I
Oh.
know I've only got an hour left.
Yeah,
or
I didn't even notice.
less than
already that far.
Still got a few things here, but just some high-level ideas. I'm trying to get it all kind of done in the sense of composition, and then figure out the minor little details later. So let's think of a quote. Shuri. Something about being in an island and having some like island breeze in your
Island bleed. Chat, help us out.
help us out. I need a short and sweet quote for something to describe what it would be like to live in this beautiful little villa house that we got from Adobe stock.
Yes.
Tropical home in the jungle. So if you guys have any short and sweet quotes for me,
Jungle home.
let me know. I'd love to hear them.
You're so quick, Veronica. Yeah, she's so quick. I didn't even notice.
I'm trying.
Is there any specific rule to set up the guides?
I like to set up a very flexible grid system. So thinking about, I like to work in even numbers. I don't know. I think all my favorite numbers are even numbers. Maybe that's just like my
Your
weird,
thing.
weird thing that people have. I love working kind of in like multiples of 4s or 6s. So you'll notice I have like a 12 column grid right now, which is spanning across 2 pages, which means it's 24.
Cozy, moist, magical. Oh, taste of
Relax,
paradise.
relax. You have
With
plenty
the
of
worries
time.
outside.
Okay, let's use that. It's kind of like the quote about living on island time, right?
Thinking time. Yes.
That works. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
You guys
Thank you, everyone. When you travel, are you a type of person who try to do everything what you could do there, or you could relax?
I am totally the person that tries to do everything.
Yeah, me too. I can never relax when I travel.
I know. But I hope that I slowly become the person that just starts to enjoy and smell the flowers. If that's the quote. Snakes.
That's a good
Stop
quote.
and smell the flowers.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wish I had more time to always be on vacay time.
Mm-hmm. It's all coming together now. Really makes money. Just go on a trip. Speaking of the trip, I'm going to Yosemite tomorrow, actually. I get a vacation day off.
That's awesome.
First time. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but just go there and then feel the air.
I heard
Relax.
it's beautiful. So
You
I'm
have
jealous.
Plenty of time. Question. Okay, from Kevin. How you structure the magazine? What page type you have? What? Okay, page types you have?
Oh yeah, so
Chapter pages, introduction.
for this one, I'm kind of just having like a chapter page here, a title page, which we'll work on really quickly in a few minutes, and then some different layout options using our grid system. But when you do have a magazine, yeah, you'll definitely have to think about structuring chapter pages and making sure that things feel consistent. So when a viewer is or a user is like flipping through it, they know that, hey, this is the start of the next article, you know. So just having some hierarchy is pretty important, especially in print design, publication design, and even web design. All those principles carry over for sure.
What did you click to fit the image to the bounding box?
So there is a great paste into option here. The hotkey
Edit
is
and then paste into.
the hotkey is Shift Command V. So you're able to like kind of. Let me just do it real quick. So I've got a bounding box here, and I can Shift Command V that. Nope. It's actually Option Command V. Apologies. I get that confused. Option, and then would paste into it. So, yeah. Okay, so let us.
You're gonna do another one?
Let's do one more.
Okay.
Let's do
this.
Let's do. So this one's gonna be. I'm gonna grab this.
What are we doing here? Art.
So I know there's a different spelling of modern, but I kind of just saw this title and I was like, this could work.
It's just like the.
Let's do something. I don't know. Let's get.
Is that a different meaning of modern?
This is
Art, modern.
This is like a.
British way?
I don't think it's the
spell it?
British way.
Yeah.
I could bring up my dictionary. But I saw this title somewhere online and I was like, I'm going to just
Yeah, it looks
use this
classy.
for that.
Maybe because of the font.
Oh, my computer is lagging. Oh my gosh.
Is it working?
Sometimes I
You work too
I
fast.
use I
Computer
use too
can't
many
follow
hotkeys at
you.
one time and my computer's like, wait, Veronica, hold on a second.
Yeah.
I need to catch my breath.
Do you need any help from chat on this?
Yeah, I mean, I will probably always need your guys' help. You guys have been so helpful so far. It's been great. Let's grab something here.
Ooh, I like that. The title is bleeding to the next page. Beautiful. Yeah, she's going faster than computer. That's the problem we have here.
Sometimes I go too fast for my brain too, and I'm like, wait, what was I doing?
Yeah, I
Could
think
just
your
be
muscle
tired.
memories.
I know. Sometimes, like,
Works
that's probably
faster than your
embarrassing to
brain.
say. I have some, like, I don't know if you guys have this, but every time you're in real life and you do something and you're like, in your brain you think, was it Command Z? And I'm like, wow,
Yeah.
did I just think that? That's really embarrassing to share, but
I totally hear you. I do that all the time. Nancy, you can just redo it. Yeah, she has a sketch. Can I show them?
sure, they're just kind of wireframe-like sketches.
Wireframes. So this is becoming like this. Ta-da! Now, really coming together so quick. Relax and take your time.
I love that part.
Yeah,
It's actually
Thank
really
you.
good. Oh gosh.
It's really impressive to watch a designer that is in the zone. They say sketching my
Aw,
ideas on
thanks.
paper before the actual design for the flyer or something else is really helpful. Yes, it is.
Definitely.
It definitely
Yeah.
does. Peace.
Usually I use paragraph styles, but because I'm trying to work quickly, and I don't know how many pages I'll be making, I'm trying to just...
Veronica, how do you fit multiple boxes to the text at the same time?
How do I fit multiple boxes to the text at the same time? Oh, here? I think I'm just grouping them. So I like to use groups because when I move things around, it kind of grabs that entire group. That way, it kind of keeps everything clean when I hover over elements. So I think that's what you're referring to. Let me know if you have another question about that.
Yeah.
Too.
Oh, Veronica, thank you for showing something great and beautiful.
Oh, you're welcome. You guys are awesome. I really wish I had a live
Chat.
stream to
Yeah.
help me out every
work.
day. Work when I'm trying to think of ideas.
Yes, this magic mouse is coming in fire. Bye, Chris.
Okay, so I've got how many more minutes do I have left? I'm gonna grab this
Oh,
really quick.
sure, yes.
Let's do one more and then
Do you use fitting keyboard command too?
yeah, yes, I love that thing. It's awesome. This one fills it proportionally, which is great. So you're not kind of skewing your aspect ratios. And then these are all so helpful and make your life so much simpler. So love those. Let's take something. So, guys, I need another quote.
Yes. Quote time.
One more for
Island. No, That's
this is
what we
for
did.
art modern. So something that
something related to art and modern.
we need something here. Something relating to light and shadow.
You hear that?
light and shadow play. We need something awesome.
Yep. Oh, they want you to live stream more often
Aww,
after this project.
I would love to.
We'll have you back.
That would be amazing.
Yep.
I would love to see you guys again. I love seeing the familiar faces. I think
I
that's
know, yeah.
so great. You
Course
guys are
of
coming
3
back.
days.
So I'm just on Adobe stock. I'm gonna maybe find an image. This one kind of has some like light and shadow play going on. I'm not sure if this is a this is
Did
a
you type
render.
in light and shadow?
No, I found this through finding similar images, which is so great if you're trying to find kind of images to use in your projects. If you can't take them yourself, it's so nice to find one style that you're after and then use the find similar, which is here, and it should present you with
Adobe
some
Sensei.
more. Oh, I love that one. Without shadow, there is no light.
Ooh, nice.
Thank you,
Thank
Tony.
you, Tony. Yours is selected.
That's short and sweet and punchy.
Kanish asked, what do you think about UCLA's design media art major?
Oh, so I really, I think that's awesome. I actually, when you apply to study abroad at any of the UCs, you kind of pick the different schools that you wanted to go to. And UCLA was on my list. I heard the program's amazing. So if you have the opportunity to go, I'd say go for it. Last I heard was pretty good. So,
Go for it.
yeah.
Oh, we're still getting the quote. Live in the room full of light. Light in the dark, shining so bright.
Let's go. Bringing back some of these.
Yes, just put in the graphical element in the background.
Let's just keep this one. So, Tony, I think, said this. I'm going to quote you.
Good. Was it Tony? Tony Toretta?
Tony Tretta.
Was that you? Sorry if I we got wrong name. Oh, Rufus is taking a photo. Yes.
Thank you, Tony. I think that works quite well.
Great.
The quote.
Thank you.
So let's
Relax, you have plenty of time. I like that quote here. We all need that. Oh, Zen proverb. Jan is sharing. The stone is only heavy when you hold it. Interesting.
Ooh. You know what? I'm going to use that one too, and that's going to be the intro.
Good. That one got selected.
Great thing about the baseline grid is that it calculates for you. And then we'll be doing some. You know what? Let's go back to
Coffee Epsom.
our coffee Epsom. It's brewing.
What did you just select? So, 5 paragraph. Okay, you can select.
Yeah, you can decide how long you want your paragraphs to be.
Travel light, live light, spread the light, be the light.
These are so good. I
I
mean,
know you guys are so good with the quote.
I wish I could have all you guys on my team when I work.
Quote team.
Yeah. Let's grab something else.
Yes, postcard contest is still happening. So if you go to adobelive.com, there's a tab on your right hand side, I think, and you can download the template, and you have a chance to win 1 year of Creative Cloud and Adobe Stock credits. So don't miss this opportunity. We'll be reviewing all the postcards tomorrow, and 10 lucky people will receive those awards.
Some other great ones I saw was Dubai, which is the city would be Abu Dhabi, right?
Abu Dhabi? Yeah,
How,
I've been there. Abu Dhabi? I think D-A-B-I.
how?
Okay, let me spell it.
This is
Okay.
really embarrassing. I'm usually really good at spelling, but I want to get it right. I know a lot of you guys are here. Oh, it's the H.
Dhabi.
Okay,
Yes.
that is definitely
Google
a
check.
destination that I need to go to. And I'm going to put Auckland because you guys definitely need to explore New Zealand. Auckland's a great
Yes.
city.
Mm-hmm.
You get the
Definitely.
chance. Okay,
Oh,
so
we're still
I've-
getting a lot of proverb.
yeah,
Thank you,
thank
Jan.
you guys. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna
When is deadline for the postcard? 11 p.m. Pacific time. Today. That's the deadline for the postcard submission. So submit your postcard, your postcard design through Twitter with the hashtag Adobe Live, just one word.
so cool. I'm gonna download this really beautiful waterfall for Hawaii,
Nice.
and then we have Tokyo.
Thank you for spelling out Abu Dhabi for us.
Thank you.
You saved your work, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes, always. Command S.
Shori, tell me which is a good Tokyo photo that you think is like really representative of.
Tokyo? Let's see. If you want some kind of temple feelings, Asakusa is
Yeah.
one of the
Okay,
things.
so how do I spell that one?
Okay, here, I'll spell out here. So, yep. Should come up. Yeah, that's the
Oh, it's
Thunder Gate.
Really,
Very
really
famous
cool.
Thunder Gate.
Oh my gosh. I must visit this
Yes,
place.
you must visit. She had a lot of Japanese host family.
Like, yeah, we had
Yeah,
a few Japanese
interesting.
girls come stay when they were learning English. They were visiting New Zealand, and they were amazing. I'm gonna grab this one.
Yeah, looks good.
So, got our Hawaii one. Oh, that was a preview. Let's license and download that one.
Yes, thank you, Jeanette.
So, is this not in Tokyo? This
Mm-hmm.
it is in Tokyo.
Yes, it's
Okay.
in Tokyo.
Awesome. How cool is that?
I mean, all the buildings. I mean, there's Tokyo is huge. So we have everything there too. Not a beautiful ocean though. Right, not everything. We don't have waterfall in Tokyo. Why? I just wanted to have the contrast.
Yeah, no, that's
Nature.
awesome.
Oh, Chinese said, would you be willing to be my mentor?
Aw,
When I
yeah,
learn
if you
designing
guys-
that fast with the mouse and shortcuts.
Just reach out. I'm pretty much in all social media, so just reach out to me on Behance. I would love to see what you guys do, and I've had the privilege of having some amazing mentors so far, and I hope they're tuning in. I let them know, but I think this is a really cool photo. I'm gonna grab this. You get the city and some water in the background.
Is that Abu Dhabi?
Yes. So yeah, please feel free if ever you guys want to reach out. Let's go. Seeing these photos makes me miss home a little bit.
Oh. You get to go back?
This is premium. I would love to go back. I think I'll probably head over back home next year sometime.
How often do you get to go back?
Not
Once
as
a year?
often as I like, as I would like. I'm gonna do this one. Stockholm. Yes, I do take more time. I am working extremely fast right now. That's a good question. So the question was, is this a speed you work at normally? I wish I worked this fast and had...
You're always not like this?
I do like to work fast, but I spend some time finessing a lot, which can take some time. I like to move pixels around. Guilty of doing that, but
Detail oriented.
yeah. And yes, I usually organize my links later. If they're all down here, I kind of drag them all to a folder and then relink them all in that links dialog. But because we only have less than 30 minutes left, we're moving at a very fast pace.
Oh, thank you for... Okay, Begonia, I need to go. Thank you for joining us here and hope to see you sometime.
Oh, thanks for the recommendations. It's been awesome.
Thank you.
Taking some mental notes, so. How
And
beautiful is Cape
Sumo
Town?
has to go too. Okay, thank you very much for tuning in.
Thanks for tuning in. Hopefully see you guys around. Okay.
Cape Town.
Last photo. There are a few kind of micro details I would love to add, but we don't have much time left.
Micro detail. Ooh, I like that.
Just thinking about the smaller elements that really help the page come to life. So, for example, how awesome does this place look?
Yeah, we need to go there.
Like things like this, the numbers, I need to align them. Let's do that. Make sure they're all aligned.
Do you have Instagram account, Veronica? People are asking.
Yeah, I
You
mean,
want to share?
you can. I think it's on my website.
It's on her website. You can find it there.
My website is veronicaroxanne.com. I'm trying to still working on developing a few different things for it, but
I'll show you. This is her website. QA designer based in San Diego. Basic agency. Beautiful. So your Instagram information is
not there.
not here.
Okay.
Behance.
Well, I will. I'll put it on my Behance channel, and you guys can go check it out.
Yeah.
Later.
So make sure to follow Veronica on the Behance. Something smells good here.
I'm not covered. Let's keep it.
Can a Creative Cloud member use any Adobe stock items for free in their work? No, you have to have the credit to use that.
I think you get 10 free images though. Right? Yeah.
Yes.
So definitely take advantage, because 10 free
No.
images is, you never get that with any other stock site out there.
We have premier collections too, right? That's different.
Yeah, there's some awesome premium photos that they have. Oh my gosh. Losing some things.
Yes, it's a lunchtime.
Okay, so we've got a few different layout and spread options here.
Look at that.
We kind of have our content page, and it's a little bit different to kind of your usual content pages that you get, but I wanted this to be a little bit more immersive, and if it's kind of printed kind of large, then you're like, whoa, these are all the great places I can experience. So again, going back to making it feel inviting and friendly, so making it large kind of lines of that. We have just a quick destination overview, and then this carries on through some really great recommendations from you guys. You are all from amazing places, and I would love to visit all these places soon.
Look at those places.
We have
Island living.
a spread, some amazing quotes. I would love to quote this person. I can't remember who said it, but thank you for that awesome
You have
quote.
plenty of time. Yes, thank you for the quote. We love it.
We have another spread idea, just kind of thinking about making the type a little larger, a little more dynamic. And then got a
feel
great
the
quote
rhythm.
from Tony. So thank you guys. We kind of like designed this all together, which was fun.
People have been asking the font.
Oh, this is Canella.
Canela?
Yes, and then the body copy is Salic.
Seric for the body copy.
Yes.
Oh, that was Adam. Thank you. Thank you for the quote.
Adam Fox. I'm gonna attribute you
Give you
right
the
now
credit.
because you definitely deserve that.
Adam Fox.
Cool. So I've got how many minutes left do I have?
We have about, let's see, 20 minutes left?
20 minutes left. So I'm gonna show you guys how maybe you can start thinking about transitioning some of this stuff to the digital
Web?
space. Yeah.
Ooh.
So you can tell that there's a lot of interesting organic layouts going on here. We have things a little bit more structured. We also have things that are layered. We have things that are kind of feel like they're moving on the page. And then we also have things that are very bold and dynamic. So let's do this really quick. So
we'll move to Photoshop now.
yeah, we're moving to Photoshop. I love working in Photoshop. I also have tried using XD, and I think it's awesome as well.
Great.
For this one, I'm going to use Web Large, keep it at 72 because it's digital, and then this is at 1920 pixels. I'm actually going to go to 1440. That might be easy to work with. And then height can be whatever, how tall the page is. So I'm going to put this at 2000 for now. Actually, I'm going to keep it at 1000 and then
1440 and then 1000.
So I've got my blank artboard. This is kind of loft page.
Always name layers.
So I like to start with a grid. Oops. So new guide. Oh, not new guide. New guide layout. I kind of like having 12 columns, making sure I have enough padding on my margins. I like larger padding because that way it makes it feel a little bit more airy. And then when you start kind of coding and developing, then you get more into figuring out a smaller margin, so it isn't always so weird looking on different devices. I'm gonna keep it to 12, get it to 20.
Oh, Simon is working in the XD while listening to us. Great.
Awesome. Save that. So I am going to open up.
Oh, Amsterdam is dying time. Thanks for joining us, Otto.
So I'm unwritten at this point. Like zooming in, but
Okay, question from Kevin. Can you recommend some design books you like or learn from?
ooh, I
Must have been a lot.
I love reading. There are a lot of really good design thinking books that are so good. There's a lot by an author named Simon Sinek, and then it's called Start With Why. I actually heard him speak in Creative Mornings, and it was amazing. So definitely read that one. It's not like a practical book, I would say. I think it's more about how to approach projects, how to think like a designer, and really how to position or like become more empathetic. So that's a really good book. And yeah, so I would recommend that as the first one.
Say that again.
Start With Why by Simon
With
Sinek.
why?
Oh gosh, I wonder. I know why it's not doing that.
My Wi-Fi is working fine.
You can even put that center, or really whatever your navigation is going to be. So I'm going to more focus on the layout versus kind of like the information architecture, I guess.
the one?
Yes.
I'll show you the book. This is the one. Start With Why. Simon Sinek. So this is not a design book.
It's more of like, yeah, it's more of a design thinking book. And
Design thinking book.
Yeah, he's more of like a leadership kind of business.
Yeah, he does a
mentor.
lot of TEDx talk too.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's kind of where I came across him. But he's really good. And these things can really apply to whatever field you're in, no matter if you're a graphic designer or a developer or a motion designer. I think that that is kind of the beauty about having books like these. So
Yes.
here's to all of you guys.
Okay, here's the question from Deborah. Do you think for one to be a good designer, is it critical? Crucial to go to a design school?
No, I don't believe that. I know some very, very successful designers who actually never even went to have secondary education or go to university.
Nice. A lot of self-taught.
Exactly.
Great
and
designers
I think you
out
just
there.
have to be hungry. You have to be willing to learn, willing to put in whatever you want to learn from it, and you'll get the results without a doubt. So just being passionate, staying hungry, finding the right mentors, and really immersing yourself is what I believe going to set you up for success. Design school helps with some of the practical stuff as well as some knowledge that you may find when you get a mentor, but I don't think you have to necessarily go to design school in order to be successful. So,
And then another question from Deborah. Do you think knowing how to draw professionally is an important asset to become a good designer?
I think it helps because you're able to
definitely does.
communicate your ideas, and you're able to become a great illustrator. But I don't think that you have to learn how to draw professionally. I don't draw professionally at all.
No?
No, I mean I can
Yeah, drawing
I
is
can
another
draw,
skill.
but I mean I'm not amazing at it. So I know some people who are incredible at what they do in terms of drawing, and they're really great illustrators. So it really depends on whether you want to be an illustrator or whether you want to be more of a graphic designer or a mix of both. So
Awesome. Do you ever use Adobe XD for website design or just Photoshop? That was a question
yeah.
from Tanish.
I definitely have played around with XD. I think it's awesome. I like using Photoshop because I have a lot of control in terms of blending modes, and you'll kind of see how I like getting away from the typical kind of layouts that you get with perhaps Squarespace or anything like that. I think as designers we have so much creative flexibility, and if you have an amazing developer, then you can kind of create whatever your heart desires.
I think that's the website, guide, for the guide layout.
I've never heard of that.
New guide layout.
It's pretty cool. So what I'm doing here is kind of just creating the hero, what you would refer to as the hero image. And then it would be awesome if this was a background, like a video, and like you see the sky kind of like moving, kind of time-lapsing, and then it like really invites you to scroll and discover more. And then
I can see that. Wow.
so kind of more of an immersive experience. And then, so as you'll notice, I am big on grid, no matter what I'm working on. And so here, what we've done in the kind of the print material, it's kind of inspiring some of the stuff that I'm going to do now. So this idea of these kind of layered images, I'm going to take those and start to figure out how I can interject that into some of this stuff. So I'm going to start
So you keep the consistency throughout the brand.
So I'm going to do this at 400, 300, which is a typical aspect ratio.
Oh, it's an add-on, guide.
Oh, awesome. Check that out.
she's working on interactive digital space website.
Yeah, I'm just showing you how you guys can start thinking about these grid systems in not only a static way, which is some of this stuff, but also thinking about how you can really make this come to life in the digital space. So websites, even thinking about how this can translate to an app or like I know there's a lot more considerations on a smaller screen. So those are just some of my quick high-level ideas. I think it's always good to start breaking the boundaries between print and digital. I like how it's easy to cross over between the two because the fundamental learning is still the same. So that's been a really great thing to learn. Got some stuff from...
How many minutes do we have left? Okay. 9 minutes, less than 10 minutes.
Okay.
Oh my god, already.
Oh my god, you guys.
Time flies.
Have I met the Flight of the Conchords? No, I haven't, but I would love to. They're so great. Oh my gosh.
Here, we'll give away a Creative Cloud subscription to someone in the chat, and they have something to say with Veronica. Like, thank you, Veronica.
Any comment?
Yeah, anything, but they have to type Veronica.
Okay.
Keyword, okay?
Okay, so we're gonna give away 1 year of Creative Cloud here. Woo! Okay, you have to make a comment for Veronica. Like, thank you, Veronica, but you have to spell out her name. All right, let's go. I don't know what kind of comments we get here. Interesting. CC, Creative Cloud giveaway time. We only have, wow. Yeah, we're going off 12:55, so. Say something about Veronica. Yes, get a chance to win 1 year of Creative Cloud. Best coffee shop in San Diego? Veronica, that's a question for you.
I'm gonna say, oh, is that a question or is that a?
Yeah, that was a question.
I love Coffee Tea Collective. I live near one. I also love the Bean Bar, which are in downtown. I love coffee. So
Veronica is super speedy.
There's some awesome spots in downtown and North Park.
Many thank yous. Straight killing it. Awesome, Veronica. Great flow. Oh, I can't read. It's too fast.
There's
Great
so many
job.
nice comments. Aw. Thanks, you guys.
Oh, no one to learn this kind of stuff.
Speedy Gonzalez. Oh, there's really some great comments. You guys are awesome, and this has been such a blast. I'm so happy to sat here and got to know you guys, where you guys are from. You guys even inspired some of the stuff that we've been doing. So
Yeah,
thanks for all the
experts.
amazing quotes. I must say, I'm pretty impressed. Fastest clicker.
Adventure with mouse and keyboard.
Awesome.
Okay. Winner is?
Winner is Nightbot is picking one comment.
Tanish Jindal.
Tanish Jindal. Jindala.
Congrats.
Congratulations.
Oh my gosh.
Tanish,
That's so awesome.
you're the winner.
Thanks for tuning in and saying some sweet things.
These comments are as fast as Veronica. Yeah, it was very fast to read. Too fast to read. Congratulations, Tanish.
Congrats. So cool. I wish I could win some prizes.
I know.
I'm jealous.
Make a comment for yourself. Okay, another question just came in. So, your 3 best advice for young designers?
Okay, so I think the first one, we touched on it a little bit, the importance of personal branding. I think
Personal branding.
yes,
First one.
definitely focus on figuring out who, like what you stand for as a designer or graphic person, illustrator, whatever
What's your
specialty
expertise?
you are, and then really try to understand how to communicate that to clients, to potential clients, to your friends. I think that's really, really important. Second one would be to stay hungry. Keep learning, immerse yourself in books and tutorials and speaking to people and going to events, like tuning in. You guys are really doing a great start with that. I think this is such a great thing to be
Staying
consuming.
hungry.
And then the third one, I would say look for a mentor. Mentor will offer you some invaluable advice, and they've kind of gone through the hard ropes, and they really know how to navigate, I guess, in a specific industry. So find someone who you look up to, and then keep in touch with them, and then you can even have more than one. I think it's also good to have
Does it
different range of
I mean,
mentors.
that mentor has to be someone who you can reach out to, or you would say someone who's out there?
What I mean, I've had, I know some people who have reached out to people who they think they could never get
out
as a
to?
mentor, and they kind of just, send them an email, and they're surprised
Yeah,
at
you never
how-
know.
Yeah, you never know, and people are always willing to help, especially if they understand how hungry you are, how passionate about you design and being creative, and so they're most of the time they're gonna be willing to help you guys. So I would do that. Do those 3, and hopefully it sets you up for success. So those are some cool things I've got tips for you guys. Someone asked, how can I find a mentor?
Yeah, that was my question actually.
So I would definitely start seeing designers or people that you really enjoy their visual style. Start following them, start reaching out, maybe asking questions, and then once you kind of set a connection or develop a relationship with them, it's always nice to transition that way, because that way it's not kind of a cold kind of request. If you have people that you know in real life, I just like, hey, let's go grab a coffee, and I'd love to hear more about what you do and your process. And I know people who have actually just kind of emailed like their hero, and I've actually been lucky enough to have like a mentorship relationship with them, which is amazing. So I wouldn't like also think that that's out of the blue. I think just go for it and see what they say. So
Good. Okay, so we have 2 more minutes? Okay.
one more
One
minute.
minute.
Oh
Okay,
my gosh.
we're gonna do
Okay,
the
so
recap
really
of
quickly, I'm just gonna run and fly through this. We started with our brief. We got a mood board, and we started concepting, and then we even went into developing that mood board, finding the style. And then yesterday we went into some poster layouts and figuring out how to translate that over. Did a little bit of packaging design. Today we also worked in design to figure out some editorial
design,
spreads.
yes.
So this was very, very quick. And then in the last 20 minutes, I just kind of was talking through how to think about the editorial and the grid in more of a web layout. And so all of these, this is a CTA, by the way, it's a button, it's not done, but just thinking about how to bring these elements into a more editorial-inspired digital piece. So thank you guys. I really
Thank
hope
you. Thank
enjoyed
you
it.
everyone for joining at Adobe Live. And then
It's been
thank
so
you,
much
Veronica.
fun. Seriously, you guys are the best, and I hope you
Hope
learned
to see you.
something.
Bye,
Thank you guys. Bye.
Oh.